Good afternoon, Verdugo Hills Hospital. I am Dr. Armand Dorian, your current CEO. It's Dr. Dorian's weekly report time. Hello, everybody. So, as we always begin these, videos, I always want to start off with something that hopefully that's ingrained in your hearts and minds. It's that everything we do on a daily basis is for our patients and our people. Remember, when you are walking the halls, when you are going to the cafeteria, when you're going literally to any patient's room, remember the reason that you're here, the reason that you joined a healthcare industry is because you really want to help people. So the two people that you want to help is our patients and our people. And please live by that credo. And if you do that, I guarantee the day will end with you having improved somebody's life, both either our patients or our people or both. And with that, today we had a lucky day of having our system CEO show up to Verdugo Hills. Rod Hanners was here. And on that note, I wanted to bestow his motto that he has preached for some time as our system CEO. And it's really three things. He asks everybody to come to work with a positive, high energy. So bring the energy, right? Don't come to work weak, because the people who are coming to the hospital for help need your energy. They'll feed off of your energy. It's almost like medication itself. The second thing he asks for is teamwork. We always want to work together. By working together, we can always accomplish more. Alone, you can only go so far. Together, you definitely will go a lot farther. And finally, and probably the most important thing that he likes to emphasize, is trust. And there's a very famous book called The Speed of Trust. And trust can make everything in a work environment better. And there's two really main kinds of trust. The trust that you have in yourself, where you display that credibility, so self-trust. And then the second is trusting others. And if you start trusting others and they start trusting you, all of a sudden things really get done fast, and the work environment is a smooth, seamless place. So remember those three principles, and that's in honor of Rod Hanners, who came by and, understands the important role Verdugo Hills Hospital does in the entire system. So that's a little information for you guys. So let's start with our normal update, with the COVID update. And boy, this is great news. As we know, COVID's numbers are dropping, and they are also dropping in the hospital. Currently, there's only 3 patients in-house who are COVID positive, and there are 0 vented and 0 in the ICU. What a difference a month makes. I mean, if you can imagine where we were earlier, it wasn't just the number of patients in the hospital, it was even our staff. We were all infected, right? Because the Omicron variant was so contagious. But luckily now, hopefully we're getting a handle of it. We have boosters, we have the fact that the weather's changing, the fact that there's unfortunately been so many people that have already contracted the illness. All these things are coming together and hopefully providing an opportunity for us to fall into an endemic state with this virus as opposed to the pandemic state. Now, having said that, you never know, this virus can kind of mutate again. Even with that, though, we know most of the mutations will always be less dangerous, more contagious. And so, hopefully we'll go down that path and this summer will be a normal summer. But in the meantime, it ain't over. We're still in it. So we still have to mask, which I will, of course, when somebody's near me. But in the hospital environment, we got to mask. We still have the same standard precautions that we need to take. And we still have to be vigilant. When we're in situations where you know that the potential for spread is high, if you're near individuals who are immunocompromised in the outside community setting, please mask up. As far as something that is very, very important, it's booster. Tomorrow, the mandate, March 1st, you have to have demonstrated that you have gotten the booster. The booster is part of the vaccination. If you have not, you will be in violation of the state mandate, not in violation of Dr. Dorian, not in violation of our employee health plan. You're in violation of California. California has decided that this is a mandate and you must do it. So please, if you haven't done it, get it done today. And if you have, please let us know. We need you to get it. And there is going to be an actual process of discipline that's going to have to unfortunately happen. And this is, again, a mandate. It's a law. And it's throughout the entire state, and all the hospitals will be having disciplinary action, including our, Keck medicine system. What else? With the lower rates we constantly evolve, relaxation of our visitation policy. We're allowing visitors to come back to to the hospital. We know that visitation is so important. We know that family members are part of the treatment plan. Unfortunately, we couldn't allow them during the pandemic, but now we have relaxed those guidelines. So anticipate there being people in the hospital. And when there's visitors, remember, you are a beacon of, you bring our culture to them. So be wary of your cell phone usage. Remember your known service standards. Really wow them. Let's try to make sure everybody understands why Verdugo Hills is such a special place. All right, what else? PPE, there's tons of it. There should be no issues. If you need any type of PPE, we got it. Also, with the rates coming down, now we can again go back to relaxing some of the N95 requirements where it's now a single use. Before we were asking you to use them daily, but now you can go back to a single use. We have enough supply. So that's another thing that has changed. And with that, also, just because the pandemic and the numbers are coming down doesn't mean you're not stressed, doesn't mean that we're not tired. So we still have the resources through the Care for the Caregiver program. Every Monday at 5 p.m. and every Thursday at 12 p.m. there are virtual support groups. Please click on the link, utilize that service. It's very important that you take care of yourself. Remember, I was talking about trust earlier, 2 types of trust. The trust that you have for yourself and the trust that you have for others. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to care. You got to care for yourself first as well as you care for others. Really important thing that I would teach my residents is, actually, it's not something I thought of, but it came from a very well-known book called The House of God, where it was a literary work about care delivered in a hospital. And it had some rules. And one of the rules was when there is a code, for example, a code blue, the first thing you do is you check your own pulse. And that's really important. Before you start assisting others, you got to make sure you're assisting yourself. Make sure you're going to be of use to the situation and that you know that you're okay. And so that's where that self-care comes in. All right. What else? Oh, this Wednesday is March 2nd, which is Ash Wednesday. And there will be a representative from the Holy Redeemer that will be on site to distribute ash for those who want to participate. Also, more with the Care for the Caregiver program, there is the long anticipated Hope event at VHH, which is going to be on at Thursday on March 31st from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. So please be on the lookout for that. This Hope event, we've been wanting to plan this for some time, and the pandemic's gone up and down, but we're ready, I think, to kind of rejuvenate that hope, that will for us. And so we're going to have an event on March 31st between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. What else? March, huge month. It's Women's History Month. And with that, obviously, there's been a lot of great women. As a matter of fact, there's probably more great women than men. Oh, did I dare say that? I did, because I'm in a room with a lot of women here, and they would throw things at me right now. But no, with this month, there's a lot of great things that we will be celebrating, and Women's History Month is one of them. And on March 1st at 12 p.m., President Folt will actually be hosting a virtual event called Women Providing Healing and Promoting Hope. So please feel free to click in on that, watch that virtual event, as well as this entire month. There are going to be a lot of great events celebrating the power of women and the influence that they've had on Mother Nature. No, on everything. So we really need to celebrate and congratulate them on the ability of educating us dumb guys on really making sure there's equal rights, equal pay. We're all for that. And so we need to celebrate that this month. What else?
March Madness, Dr. Dorian.
Oh, March Madness. March Madness is great. Hopefully SC will qualify. I think they will. Hopefully SC will go far, and hopefully SC will beat the Bruins. All of which I think will occur. But yes, March Madness is great. Don't contact me if you want to know any advice on who is going to win, because I'm always wrong. All right. And with that, as you can see, we are traveling again, and you find me somewhere where I had to wear goggles and a helmet and a bright colored yellow vest. And in the true fashion of Kenny Pollock, no, this is not the YMCA audition. But what it is I find myself in, wow, dare I say, the heart of the hospital. Hello, a place right in the middle, dead center, third floor. something that is so vital that we actually had to core out the insides of this hospital and bring to our community. It's the IR Cath Lab. Hey! Yeah, this is something near and dear. I've been here almost 20 years, and I'm gonna do this for now. Almost 20 years, and we've been waiting for a cath lab. A cath lab, an IR cath lab, will be able to provide services for our community and take us to the next level. It really is that last step, I feel, that's gonna bridge this hospital with the overall system. It's going to bring us together with the CVI, the Cardiovascular Institute of Keck. It's going to allow our community cardiologists to kind of be able to care for our patients and take care of them on a timely manner. We can do STEMIs, we could do stents, we could do minimally invasive procedures through using radiology technology, right? To be able to look inside and do things that we don't need to open up the body and do large lacerations in order to get access. We can use interventional radiology to really cure and help our patients. And then obviously the recovery is so much quicker, so much better. So this is near and dear to me. And this is something that long overdue. And remember, the number one cause of death is cardiovascular disease. So how important is this tool for us to have? And we're finally going to have it. And as you can see, it's getting very close to being done. And with that, there are two superstars that I'm going to invite. First, I'm going to invite somebody who is really part of the entire building of this place. As a matter of fact, all the organizational skills, all of the kind of leadership that it took to bring this together, and had the guts to give me the goggles and the hat to wear today. Come on down, Valor. Come here, Valerie. Don't mess up now with that intro. You got a lot of pressure on you.
No pressure.
Valerie, I know you're here to quiz me, right? Is that the plan?
I am here to quiz you.
But before you quiz me and make me look like a fool, what do you feel like now that you see how far along the cath lab is coming? Like, what are your emotions, or what would you want to let Verdugo know about the cath lab?
It's come a long way, and last time this year we had our wall breaking ceremony with raw hanners, and we're 90% complete through construction, and you can see, through the windows back here, it's cath lab number 2 in our EP suite, and we are so excited, just like butterflies in the stomach, if I could describe the feeling.
That's awesome. And so she just mentioned EP. EP is actually an ability that we will have for us to look at the heart and look at the irregular heartbeats and actually kind of zap them into working back to the right way they're supposed to. So that kind of electrophysiology ability to, thank you, snap, is a huge component in addition to our capabilities here. So it's not just catheterization, it's also the ability to do EP work, which is a really big asset. When you look at where cardiovascular disease is and what are the things that are increasing, there's a lot of need that EP will be able to fulfill. All right.
Perfect.
You like that? Was that all right? Thank
that
you
was
for the
wonderful.
Okay. So what are you going to say?
Perfect. Well, Katie will provide. Sorry, was I supposed to say that she's going to be on here?
The next guest? Yeah, it's okay.
The next guest. She'll provide a little more updates as far as what each room will consist of, but I do have some trivia questions for you in lieu of Heart Month. So.
Okay, great.
First
team.
First question. How many quarts of blood does your body have?
Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Perfect.
I knew
Correct.
that. I didn't need help. I knew that one. I'm a doctor. Did you guys know that?
It's okay. I'm a doctor.
No. I just want to let you know that I'm also.
You have to say that on camera that you're a
I'm
doctor.
also a doctor, and I know when it gets really hairy how many you've lost. So yes, thank you. 6.
Perfect. Okay. Second question. What does STEMI stand for?
Oh no. Well, we use that for what's called an ST. It's a segment in the electrophysiology of the heart. E is for elevation. M is for MI, which is myocardial infarction. So that's an ST elevation MI STEMI for short. These are easy. Come on, man. If I didn't know this, I shouldn't have been an ER doc. So okay, but I might not know the next one. So
the last one's a little tricky.
Oh,
so
no.
Third, which day of the week do more people have heart attacks?
Oh, that's easy. It's the same day everybody gets frustrated when they come to work, because after the weekend, it's early morning. Monday morning is when you clutch your chest and you say, by the way, it's a known fact, and as far as us in the ER, when somebody comes in complaining of chest pain Monday morning, we know the chances of it being significant is so much higher. So Monday morning is definitely a higher risk for having heart attacks. Having said that, you can have a heart attack at any time, and you should know the signs and symptoms of a heart attack, especially because you work in a healthcare environment. And so you must know and teach that to your loved ones, because early detection, early treatment is how you're going to actually help save a life. But thank you for Monday mornings.
Perfect.
And we're past Monday morning, so I don't want anybody clutching their chest. We're already Monday afternoon today.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Thank you.
All right, good. I knew this. All right, next up, no surprise because Val gave it away. Katie Welch, come on down.
Hey, all right.
Katie comes to us from a place that wasn't so great because they had to switch. They got this weird guy who left here, but we were able to bring her. So it was a good, even exchange, we think. So Katie, you're the new director for our cath lab.
Thanks.
Let us know what you feel, first of all, about Verdugo and how we've received you. It's better be good.
Absolutely. Everybody has been so welcoming. Thank you. And we're really excited here to open up the cath labs. And here behind us, we've got room 2. And right now we're working on more of the vendor equipment, setting everything up. We've got the booms installed, and we've got our fluoroscopy equipment, which is the newest here in LA. By GE, the Leah. And then
So what she just said is the Aliyah technology
yeah.
is, we have the technology I think nobody else has maybe in LA, or we're one of 20 is what I've heard in the country with this technology. Little old Verdugo, your community hospital has this. And by the way, where we're standing is the control room. So this one room where you could see into both rooms through this window. And so Katie is describing kind of one of the rooms where you have that Aliyah and you have the EP ability.
Yes. And then over to my right here, we've got IR and cath lab, where we'll be able to do some more of the vascular work, and then also some of the other cath lab procedures, being able to place stents or ballooning the vessels in the heart, and we're really excited.
Awesome. Katie, so you worked in another cath lab. Was it as nice as this one? Nice
No,
and
it's
clean and brand new? No,
Beautiful.
listen.
So exciting.
So we have a beautiful cath lab. We're, of course, we don't wish ill health to anybody, but being prepared is the most important thing. You know who said that, Pierre? Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius said, you must prepare, because you never know what's going to happen. If you don't have a facility like this, we were unable to do certain things. Now we have a facility like this that will open up, and we will be prepared, and we'll do drills. We'll get really good at this, and we'll be able to care for our community at the highest level standards, and we'll be able to integrate with Keck. Katie, anything else you want to say?
We're just very excited.
Awesome. Thanks,
Yeah,
Katie. All right.
thank you.
All right. All right. Question time. Pierre, any questions out there?
Dr. Dorian, we mentioned about Monday mornings being a risk for the highest risk for a heart attack.
Yes.
Is there any tips for preventing heart attacks on Mondays?
Yeah. So you know why you have the high risk on Mondays? It's the circadian rhythm and your own psyche and your cortisol levels of understanding the stress that you're going to walk into early morning. So there are many things that you could do from a self-help standpoint to help decrease that buildup of stress, and understanding and breaking down the work that sometimes feels overwhelming when you're waking up to come to a Monday morning. You know, you're thinking about it, is doing the work beforehand, as far as the work from a mindfulness standpoint over the weekend, and helping break down some of that. It's no different than when you have a ginormous hamburger in front of you and you're like, there's no way I can eat this. But you know, one small bite at a time, pretty soon that whole burger's done and your belly's full and you're like, wow, I did it. Now that might not be the best example talking about heart attacks and a hamburger, but you get what I'm saying. You need to kind of take the time, self-care, break it down, and be able to absorb or kind of imbibe the entire process and not get stressed suddenly. And so Monday mornings, people feel overwhelmed subconsciously, by the way. This isn't something that you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. No, it's something that builds up, and you start subconsciously having that buildup of stress and cortisol levels. And so that's the best way to help decrease that. Obviously, other things are diet, exercise, and really the third thing was with the mindfulness I was saying to help kind of decrease that. And obviously, last thing, get a checkup. Make sure that you have somebody guiding you through this and you're not doing it on your own. Good, Pierre? You like that answer?
What I would like more is a few people want you to put your hands in a Y formation.
It's fun to stay at the
VHH.
VHHH. All right. That was not good.
It's okay. We'll get it next time.
Hey, this is all improv, huh? It's not easy. It's not Saturday Night Live. It's the
It's Monday afternoon.
It's Monday afternoon. All right. And with that, I don't think we have any other questions. Look, this one is a special one because we're in the cath lab. We've been waiting to do this and kind of show Verdugo. I know a lot of physicians, a lot of nurses, a lot of staff have had to deal with construction and dust and noise. Our patients have had to deal with it. But as we say, every little sound that you hear is another potential life saved because we're going to have this cath lab. And as you can see, we're really close. So this was a special day. Don't forget the 3 principles that Rod's mentioned. You know, it's very important to bring in that high energy, have that teamwork and the high trust environment. Everything's about our patients, our people. Thank you, Verdugo Hills. Talk to you guys later.